Okay, I'm making a video about how I put silver leaf on the guitar. There's a stripe, a glue stripe that the dye didn't soak into. It runs right down the middle. It's kind of ugly. I don't like it. If there's got to be a stripe there, I want it to be something I want. So this is what they call extra thick metal leaf adhesive. Comes in a little bottle. You get it from the hobby store. Now it says on the instructions you got to brush it on and let it sit until it turns from milky to clear. And when it's completely clear, and it says on here approximately 60 minutes. That's a long time, but then when it's clear, you apply the metal leaf. So I put mine on about 10 minutes ago. It's still milky right here where you can see a little bit of it. I put it on with a Q-tip. Simple, just brush it on. It's like big thick Elmer's. And I got the silver leaf stuff. She wanted, my wife suggested gold. I think in a stroke of genius, she came up with a way to fix that stripe that I would never have thought of. She said, "Gold, why don't you go ahead and gold leaf it?" And I said, "Well, I can silver leaf it because that's all I got." But anyway, it comes in these sheets. It comes in a package. And the sheets, they're real delicate. They tear really easy. You got to be real careful when you're putting them on. Anyway, I'll show you in about 20 minutes how to do it, or maybe 40 minutes. Okay, the glue that I put on there, and the one spot that I left a little thick for checking is clear, so I'm going to go ahead and try and stick some of this stuff on there. It's really a bear sometimes. But we're just going to lay it on real careful, as careful as I can. Like so. Just lay it down. And then what you do is you take, what the hell do I do with it? Oh, you take a makeup dauber or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called, but that stuff is so thin it just floats in the air. And you gently, very gently press the silver leaf down onto it. There, I just tore it. That's what you want to try not to do. And when you tear it like that, you find a piece of scrap, lay it down over it, and just daub it back down. Take and break most of it off. And there you have the quick repair. You really got to get up there and see what you're doing or you'll mess it up. Like I did when I caused that tear. Now what you want to do is tear your sheet, move on down to the next part. It's not that easy and it's not that hard at the same time. So once you get a good start, a good finish, it usually lays down pretty good. You don't want to drag this like I did earlier. Don't ask me why I did that, but maybe it was a good lesson. If you drag your dauber while you're putting this stuff down, you're going to rip it. And I knew that because I did it on the other side earlier. I would have preferred to learn on the back side and be perfect on the front side, but in this case I did it when there was clamps on the neck. And as it turned out, I could do the front and not the back with the clamps on it. So I just went ahead and learned on the front. And actually, I think it came out awesome. So, okay, I hit some glue with my dauber. So what I did now is I turned it over and make sure I used the non-sticky side of the dauber when I put the next piece on. And it looks like 2 more pieces and it'll be done. Okay, so I'm getting ready to do the last bit of this. Like I did before, I'm just going to lift up on the sheet, tear it down the glue line, carefully. I hope it tears. Lucky it does. Move on to this spot. Screwdriver. Make sure I got the non-sticky side. Start doing it. Now, as you can imagine, you finish doing the stripe, and then you let this stuff sit for a while. I'm telling you, you want to let it sit for a little while at least. And then you carefully pull the tape off, and pull it away from the center. And you pull it off, and that way you usually get a pretty good line. Uh-oh, I think I just ripped it. Nope, that was just the joint. I got lucky there. See how thin that stuff is? It just floats. Okay, now I gotta get one more strip for down at the end. Hopefully this will tear off nicely and I'll just be able to lay it down. Oh, that didn't happen too well. I don't know, that might not be big enough. Go through the whole thing in one shot. Okay, I think I can get it. Anyway, you get the idea. You gotta be careful. Be real careful when you're doing this stuff, or it just doesn't turn out for you. And see, I almost screwed up and was putting it down by my finger, but fortunately, it worked out. Sometimes you get ahead of yourself and you quit thinking for a second and you just throw it on there any old way you got, and that's usually the way you end up tearing a hole in it. But right there I got lucky. So that's the end of our striping session right there. Oh, by the way, once it all dries, you just tear the tape off. You don't mess with the rest of the silver. I guess that's expendable. Okay, the stuff's only been drying for a few minutes, and that's all it really takes from what I found out. You just pull away, like that, and there's my stripe forming. So far, so good. Nice, clean, straight line, which is even better than the one in the front. Be careful if you see it looks like it's trying to tear a whole bunch of it off. You just slow down. Okay, there's one. Do the other one the same way. Pull away. If it looks like it's doing anything funny, it probably is, so you want to slow down there. Hit that spot and assess the situation. Like that. Something moved. I didn't know what it was, so didn't look like anything after I examined it a little closer. Off comes the line. Now if that ain't sweet, I don't know what is. Okay, that's what you call putting a silver leaf on your guitar. I don't think anybody does that but me.